guys, thanks for tuning in. Today is about 82 degrees and it feels like a cool streak. All of July was just such a heat wave, 95 and above. So I decided this might be a good time to give my cacti a dose of fertilizer. Now they are on kind of a holding pattern because of the heat, but I realized that I really haven't fertilized them very much. I'm trying to remember when I even did it in the spring. So that's how long it's been. So I figure it's time to give them a dose of fertilizer, and I'm hoping to get maybe in about another month, give them another dose of fertilizer. And this is what I'm going to use. I'm going to use the Espoma brand Organic Cactus Succulent and Plant Food, and it's got an exclamation point, so it must be good. And I have used this before. This is something that has microbials in it, so it does recommend using it by the expiration date, which is 9/22/22, so I have plenty of time. But you have to give it a good shake. Make sure everything is all shaken up. And this one has a, I guess, the perfect mix of minerals for the cacti. It's a 1-2-2 mix, so 1% nitrogen, phosphate 2%, and soluble potash 2%. So that is what's recommended. And a lot of people will use tomato food as well. It has some similar ratios in it. So I know a lot of people have luck with that. But I'm going to give this a try, and all you do is shake it up. And this is an easy cap. You pretty much just turn it over like that, and it fills the cap. And I'm going to try to get it open with one hand and add this brown liquid. So that is the right dose. It gives you the right dose if you just turn it over. Now I have it all over my hand, and let me tell you what's in there. I'm a little grossed out that it's on my hand. I should have worn gloves, which they do recommend. But it is made from, let me see here. I just saw the ingredients. I know that it's chicken manure. Oh, here it is. Hydrolyzed poultry manure, bone meal, potassium sulfate, hydrolyzed soy protein, hydrolyzed fish protein, and kelp extract. So I'll have to wash my hands after that. But let me go ahead and start watering with that. I don't have anything to mix it with, but I think the motion of the can is going to mix it up just fine, and these guys are going to appreciate anything they can get. So I'll start down here. These are my Echinobivia pups, which have gotten really big, and they are from this parent plant here, these parent plants over here. And this is a Pileoceras. I feel like it could use some new soil altogether. It just looks like tired soil. So some of my plants will be getting a repot. But for now, I'm giving them a drink. This was my Amac Euphorbia. And it's not a good idea to give them fertilizer when they're bone dry. These are recently watered about 2 days ago. So I'm not doing a bone dry watering. This is actually heavy in my left hand. I'm not used to carrying things in my left hand, but I'm giving everything a little water here. And, oh guys, my succulent dish garden is doing well, the one that I combined. So that's doing well, and I'm going to give it a dose of some nutrients here. See how that goes. This one needs a good dose because it had an operation. I cut the top off. It was damaged. So we'll see if it grows arms after I fertilize it here. But the reason I chose this week to fertilize is because it is about, it's under 90 every day this week. It's in the 80s. And that is a much better temperature to fertilize your plants. They should not be given fertilizer in a heat wave. So I'm taking the opportunity while it's cooler to give them some food. So I'm just going along here and giving everybody a drink. And it's quite stinky, I guess, due to the fish kelp and the manure. But as long as my plants are happy, I'm happy. Everybody's getting a generous drink. And I'm just going to continue going along, giving them a drink. And like I said, in about a month, I think I'll come back and give them some more. I just want them to have plenty of nutrients before they go into dormancy in the fall weather. So perhaps in about 6 weeks, I'll give them some more food. But it is important to remember that, you know, these cacti are not outside and they're not absorbing nutrients from the soil. It's only what you give them. So make sure you give them some food as well as water. And this one just got a repot yesterday. I think it's looking good. And back here, this is my Mammillaria rhodantha, which put down roots. I had to cut her entire root system off. But she's doing well. And I will be doing some more repottings here in the next month or so. This one hardly has a pot at all. It needs a bigger pot. This one I repotted yesterday. But overall, everything's doing well, and I'm getting some moths and bugs in here that I think have eaten any mealybugs that were left over, luckily. So I hope everybody's going to go back into the house in the winter in good shape, and fertilizing is part of that. This one's about to burst out in another bloom. So that's exciting. I think perhaps if I had done some more fertilizing and let them get colder, I would have had more blooms this year. So I'm going to try to do that, leave them out a little longer so they feel the cold. And that way they'll really shut down. Because if you do keep them warm all winter, they continue to still grow and put the energy into growing instead of setting up blooms like they should. I love this big guy here. So this is something you probably want to do outside, given the odor of the manure and the kelp and the fish food. This is doing terribly. I'm not sure what's going on with this one. Perhaps it's overpotted. That one might be rehomed if I can give it to a friend that might take better care of it. And here are my bunny ears. These guys are small. But like I said, they're not bone dry when I'm doing this. And with any plant, you want to make sure they've recently been watered, maybe even right before you do it, because you just don't want it to be too concentrated. Let me try to give it both sides here. And I'm almost done with this table, guys. So these cacti are going to be much happier, I hope. And this little guy's the last party pad that I have. I have a feeling maybe they were in the refrigerator too long, but that was one of my pads that I don't think will be successful. It's already flopping over. So unless this fertilizer gives it a new breath of life, I think it's done. So I did the whole table here. These are my desert rose adeniums. They're too young to flower, so I still don't know what color they are. They're a mix of adeniums. But I'm going to give them a little bit of fertilizer here. They also have some slow release fertilizer on them as well. If you can see the little tiny balls there, that's Osmocote. Okay, so anyhow, so they're getting a little bit of a double dose, but this is a straight shot. And a lot of people do like to fertilize a little bit with every watering, but I tend to do it maybe 2 or 3 times a year. So I don't know which way is better, but there's different ways of doing things. And so my gallon watering can pretty much took care of everything on the table. And this hanging plant. And now I'm just gonna give these big guys another dose and I'll be finished. So thanks so much for tuning in and fertilizing my cacti with me. Remember, don't do it when it's too hot, and you should be just fine. But again, they do need some nutrients. They are counting on you, and they're only getting nutrients from what you put in their tiny pot. So thanks so much for tuning in and for subscribing. I love to see your comments. I've gotten so much plant knowledge from what you share with me, and I just love interacting with everybody from all around the world. So thank you so much, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do for more plant fun. Bye!